What's goody, everybody? It's full-time trip. We're back in the building. Arsenal 3, Kairat Almaty 2 at the Emirates Stadium to round out the Champions League phase. We have completed the perfect run, 8 wins out of 8 possible matches. How many did we score? I know we only conceded 4 goals. We scored 23 goals in the league phase, plus 19 goal difference, sitting the top pretty, and we're going into the knockout rounds with the home field advantage. So we're going to see what's going on. Listen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. How are all y'all doing? Hopefully, again, this was a good palate cleanser. I feel like I've said this before this season, but the Champions League games feel like good palate cleansers for just how things have been in the Premier League. Tense, tight, everything is all claustrophobic and everything like that. I just love the Champions League phase because it has provided that sense of reprieve, space, breathing, as it were. And I'm a fan. I'm an absolute fan, but hope all you're doing well. And with that game, we can say, one, let's just keep it a beam. This video is not going to be too long, because if you're applying an incredible amount of analysis and things to this, I think you're doing the wrong thing. Again, shouts to Kairat Almaty coming all the way from Kazakhstan and all that stuff like that. But listen, this is not the game to be applying scrutiny levels of forensic tacticals to this type of game. I'm being very serious. There's not a crazy amount to go off of. There's little bits here and there we can actually speak about, but only something we can take so much of because it's this game against Kairat Almaty. Again, they're not the level of opposition where we can give huge think pieces to. Let's just be honest. Shout out to them for coming out. Shout out to them for doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just I'm taking things with a slighter grain of salt, just to be very honest. But nonetheless, it was a decent day out, man. It was a decent day out from again, an individual standpoint. It was great to see a lot of faces back, a lot of new faces in, and just get some rest and rotation for some people that needed it, man. Again, no Saliba, no Timber. Absolutely need them to be healthy and at their best. And again, we got, just that. Gabriel didn't play at all. Got some more rest for that. Perfect. Beautiful. Love to see it. Calafiori got minutes back. Somebody that we're going to talk about later in this video. Kai Havertz got a good half of football in, which was wonderful to see. We saw Mosquera in. White got some minutes as well. Again, a few different people around the gap, but still, overall, I'm liking. I like the cardio. I like the proactiveness and getting everybody some time. And overall, we just did what we needed to do to just see the match through. That's just what it was. I'll give you the veggies before I get to everything else that was good that I enjoyed about this game. The veggies is we are still trolling as an attack force. And again, people will always be like, oh man, I think across the season, everybody's going to try and find a way to point fingers at chance creation. And people can do that. I understand that completely. But I think today was a really good case study on, I think the problem still remains finishing dinner and being lethal, and as lethal as you can with finishing dinner. That imposing your will, finding the right ways to find composure to impose your will. And I talked about this for 10 minutes on Twitter, and I think I put it on TikTok and stuff like that. You can go watch that video somewhere if you please. I didn't put it on YouTube, but the composure to impose your will is something that I have vested interest in, especially on the back half of the season. We have to do what we can to just punch things through at will, as much as we possibly can. And have the wherewithal and the clarity in certain moments to execute. That's where I'm at from a player individual standpoint. And a game like Kairat Almaty, where we had 4.2 XG, there were so many chances. I swear, Gyökeres had 5 big chances missed. I think Martinelli missed some. Madueke definitely missed some stuff off his 1v1s. I think Eze had some shots that went wayward. A few things that were here and there. You know what I'm saying? But these are things where I'm against Kairat Almaty, we should be whamming all these goals in. Simple stuff. But it seems like there's just a blocker there where people are not going to be as calculated or as again, I don't want to use ruthless all the time, but ruthless in front of the goal. The chance that they have, put them away. That's where I'm at. I didn't see as much of that as I would like. We would have loved a 7-8-0 stat pad. I'm not going to sit up here and complain that we didn't win, but I think this is a game where we could have expected a stat pad, and the fact that we didn't, it's not going to worry me exactly, no more than it already has across this season. It's just another point of emphasis and reminder to say we got to finish our dinner, and we have to impose our will in the final third. We have to find our way to be tidier in our final actions and put the ball in the back of the net more consistently and create that fear factor. That's the biggest part of it. We can do so much to hurt teams and open up teams, but if we open up teams but we don't have the goals and the final actions to seal the deal, what good is it? So from again, a broad swath of just thoughts and just buildup of that, I guess, sentiment over the season so far, we have to find ways to finish our dinner, and that's just all the veggies I'm gonna give. That's all the damn veggies I'll give for today. Everything else, smooth, man. Again, it is what it was. You know what I'm saying? Good build up, good tackling, good little things here and there. I loved certain individual performances, man. I thought overall, I liked again, Mosquera seemed pretty calm, which I like these types of games to give Mosquera more minutes to get him bedded in whatever setups, whatever lineups. I think again, huge bargain, and just he plays older than he is. He plays older than he is, and I like that. So shout outs to him. Loved his cameo. Ben White, pretty solid cameo, especially from an attacking perspective, just knowing the positions, the passes to pick. He was really good to have in that instance there. By the way, Kay, listen, for as wild and that's an understatement in some cases, as wild as his final action may be, and I know some people are so fed up with it, whatever, he's such a live wire in what he does, and I believe I've described him as this in videos previous. He is such a live wire in how he dribbles, how he attacks situations. We have to like go into his mind and find like the little mechanism that makes decisions at the last moment, those little impulses that send a little last minute neurons to the brain to calm him down in the final action, because peace, that's the only piece that's really like just not where it needs to be. Everything else, just the variety, the aggression, again, just natural talent to dribble through people and move past people, the strength, like he has so many positive attributes. But I know people get fed up to where the final action is just not consistent. There was one shot that went, you know what I'm saying, literally up to King Kai's planet. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, it was up in the sky. It was way up there. It was, you know what I'm saying, I had to check my roof a little bit because I thought it might have hit my shit in a little minute. You know what I'm saying? But if he can hone in on that final action, I believe he still has room to hone in on that final action. For as instinctual as a lot of his movements and dribbling is, at this point, he can find a way to be more and more intentional and measured in that final action. That's what I need from him. That's what I need. But so far, I love the energy. It's a much needed profile shift to anything else that we might have in speeding up the, you know, and speeding up and adding real, like, just explosive dynamism to our attack. We need that. We need to still have that a part of our repertoire. So that's good. Martinelli got his goal at the far post. All I can say is he found Trivela crosses and he's spamming Trivela crosses. He's like, yo, I could do this. Best believe. It's like when you first learn a move and you know how to like commit it to memory in like a fighting game or something like that. You're gonna press the combination. You're gonna press the combination every single time. Like I swear, it was like FIFA 13. I first learned how to dribble. You just click R3 or whatever. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do keepy uppies right here. I'm winning. I'm gonna just keep doing it. Why not? I figured out how to do it. It's like that. So I mean, one of these days is gonna come off. I mean, it came off in the last Champions League game that we played against Inter. So I mean, I get why he's spamming it. But again, another goal for him. I believe that's like 6, maybe 7 goals in the Champions League this season. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he's doing his numbers, so can't be mad at it. Eze in the pockets did well. I liked Eze on the left hand side. I want to see him at left wing games, but I understand needs must, different things there. I just like the tidiness, like the little, again, just pockets that he was playing in. Left hand side, that's his bag. Let him rock there. I think we just gotta let him rock there for the remainder of the season. Hopefully in a left wing capacity in a lot of big games. So we'll see. But my standouts, my absolute standout players that I will give the credence to, that I will give the love to. Before I do that, shout out to the Highlanders, man. Shout out to Brando Bailey Joseph. Shout out to Ife Ibrahim. Both of them had their debuts a little bit late, but again, like 17, 18 years old, doing their thing in the Champions League. Arteta hates the youth. Please, dead that narrative. Please, dead it. That's all I'm saying. What I will say in terms of standouts, one of them, Cristhian Norgaard. Norgaardian of the Galaxy, baby. That was tidy. I think he is deserving of more minutes in some capacity, man. Again, I know it may be scary that his mobility might not be there or whatever, but he's a tidy player. He's a very smart player. And again, we saw another cameo of that today, man. Just some really good incisive passing. I said this before when he signed. His progressive passing is underrated. We have some underrated passers in our midfield, and because of Marino, sometimes forward line deployments or whatever. But our unit in the midfield has some really underrated passers in it, and Norgaard's one of them. That progressive passing is it can be so scathing, it can be so quick that people might not realize it, that it's coming from him, but it does. Like, he's very, very good at that, man. And he did his job well. He did his job very, very well. And I think, again, across the other competition that we're in, again, later rounds of the FA Cup before it gets maybe too tight, hopefully some closing minutes in some games that we can see out early, because we're imposing our will more from an attacking standpoint. Please, fingers crossed, USA. We can deploy him more. You know, I would really want to see that. And especially, you know, hopefully the early rounds of these knockout stages, hopefully we get some favorable comps. And so we're able to again do a little bit there and see what's happening from that standpoint. But I really enjoyed Norgaard's cameo, and I hope to see more of him, man. He did good. And my man of the match, a man who had one half of football, but I don't care. I'm giving him man of the match. I don't give a damn. I don't care, bro. Shouts to everybody. It's not Gyökeres, but shout out to Gyökeres. Gyökeres is kind of close because he's had a goal in the system, whatever's doing his thing. A lot of BCMs, but he was doing his thing. My man of the match, absolutely. Mr. Kai Havertz, bro. Do you feel that? Do you feel that, brother? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Do you understand how much intent that man was playing with? How much? Again, we get it's Kairat Almaty, Kairat Almaty. I'm not gonna put too much credence into it, but just his individual movements and his individual choices. That's something we can extrapolate on. That's something we can take from it. No matter what's in front of you, you have to make those individual moves, and you have to have the endeavor to try certain things to make happen. Yes, it was easier because it was Kairat, but he attempted them, and so I appreciate it. One, the shooting with conviction. That goal, wonderful. I love to see it. Just turn, cut, bang on the left, man. That felt kickball hard. That felt like power. That felt like power in there. I like that. And then two, just his all-round play, the all-round movement. I think him, again, as that shadow striker playing under Gyökeres, man, that helps unlock so much. I know so many people. Shout out to Femi. Femo AFC. Shout out to Femi. Shout out to Kingdom Prince. There was a few people that mentioned early, you know what I'm saying, before I was even really thinking about it, of like, yo, them playing together actually create so much because of the physical presence Gyökeres brings, and also Havertz. But Gyökeres is going to make these runs constantly, and then Havertz is going to exploit spaces. So somebody who's going to constantly create, you know, run into spaces and create gaps in runs, and the other person that sees spaces is going to exploit them. Both of them together in tandem, and they're physical, and they're both channel run, and they can both do a really, really good job on the break. That only bodes well for what we might have in terms of speeding up the attack and creating some real play. People wanted passes and central progression. People wanted central access. Yo, Kai was bringing central access. Kai was bringing that central access. And you saw it again, just the passes, the forward-thinking looks, the carrying with the ball, the driving with it. There was a lot of things he was doing well. So many things he was doing well. And I'm telling you, from so many angles, we missed him in our midfield construction because he can do so much, from winning the ball, getting into dog fights, and being that person that pushes the tempo and pushes the ball forward, and even being a target for things in the final third. Headers, crosses. If he can get the ball and get a shot off, he can do something like that. So the quality that Kai Havertz possesses, I hope everybody that hated on Kai Havertz and that are probably blessing him now, say, oh my gosh, we missed you so much, or whatever, when most of them was cussing him from before. I hope you can understand the value that he brings, and you don't use it as a beating stick to kill Gyökeres with. He has zone problems for one side, but I think both of them in tandem can really help each other. One, for relief, just being in that center forward position, but when they play together, I think there's a good symbiosis that can be had on many different fronts and in many different angles of the game that we're not fully privy to just yet, that we haven't seen in full just yet. So stay tuned, man. Havertz being back is a good thing. That's all I got for this video. I don't want to keep it too long. Let me know what you liked in the comment section below. Goals, performances, all that stuff heading into the weekend against Leeds. Let me know in the comment section below. And until that time, my name, full-time trip. That is all the time that I have, and until next time, we'll catch you in the next one, man. COYG.